Lady Liadrin. She took a lead role in the cinematic, right? When Lorthamar was fighting against the Void, she went and decided, I'm going to go pray to the light to save me. And save her, the light did. That's right, we saw the hand on the shoulder, army of the light shows up, blasting away and destroying the Void invasion. But is Lady Liadrin worthy of calling on the light? Warcraft's betrayer of the light. That's what she should be known as. Let's see the background story for one of Midnight's forefront characters. Ooh, I don't remember that in the game. Beheaded by the
used to
hammer.
have faith in the light. That was before the Scourge invaded her homeland. That was before her loved ones sacrificed themselves so that she may live. That was before the Sunwell was corrupted. That was before 90% of the elves were slaughtered.
Oh.
Why have conviction in the light if it would not intervene in such a catastrophic event? After the Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas, Liadrin abandoned the light and took up arms.
Grim, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. Yeah, Lady Liadrin, probably like a lot of high elves at the time, soon to become blood elves. Post-Scourge invasion, they lost their way. Drez, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. They did. They lost their way. They fell to corruption, right? They fell to like fell magic and all kinds of weird shit. Because imagine seeing that high of a percentage of your society, your people, just wiped the fuck out by an evil Scourge invasion. Your Sunwell, right? The thing that you religiously tie yourself to, taken over, spoiled by Kel'Thuzad and Arthas. I mean, what a dramatic thing to happen to them. And yeah, a lot of them did lose their way, including what it looks like Lady Liadrin lost her way with the light.
Isolating herself in the corrupted devastation of her homeland and enacting vengeance by killing as many Scourge as possible.
Killing
For
spree.
thousands of years, the Sunwell meant everything to our people. Arthas dealt us a grievous wound when he defiled it. My faith was shattered when Silvermoon fell.
Yeah, I could
And
imagine.
eventually, that hunger for revenge would be noticed by the new leaders of Quel'Thalas.
Named animations.
Apologies.
Man, can I just say that music kicked in right now? I am so damn excited to go back to Silvermoon because shit, that aesthetic is great. It's such a good the high elf, blood elf aesthetic, the music in Silvermoon. I mean, if you never went to Silvermoon before this expansion, you're in for a treat. And if you have been to Silvermoon before this expansion, man, the nostalgia that's going to kick in when I hear those violins and everything, oh, it's going to be good. I'm excited for it.
I greet you on behalf of Silvermoon.
Pleasantries can wait.
Liadrin was invited to Silvermoon because the city's magisters had a radical, controversial idea to share with her.
Is this
You
about
see,
the Naru?
Since the Sunwell's corruption, the Blood Elves have been struggling with their magical addiction. Prince Kael'thas left to go to Outland to find a new source of power for them to feed from.
Right.
One of the things he found was a Naru named
Muru.
These Naru are godlike beings made of holy energies, which the Blood Elves could rip the energy from to satiate their magical addiction.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting into the background story of Blood Elf Paladins, also known as Blood Paladins, because he's going to tell you, the way that the introduction of the light and everything kind of happened, or I should say the reintroduction of the light and the formation of really paladins once again with the Blood Elves, it's the backstory is messed up as shit. There's a lot of torture and bad things happening here that he's about to get into.
So Kael'thas sent Muru to Silvermoon to do just that. At least, that was its intended use. But Magister, Astalor Bloodsworn, and other Magisters found a way to successfully manipulate the energies of Muru to provide the Blood Elves with a forceful method to wield the light once more. With this new discovery, no longer would they find themselves in a situation where the light would refuse to aid them in their time of need. With this breakthrough, they were not worshippers of the light.
What is this pre-watch here? No, I just know this lore, okay? This is really cool lore that I know already.
Light any longer. They were the masters
rewatched.
of the light,
Damn
and
allegations.
Liadrin was the perfect person to lead the Blood Elves in this new ethos. She had lived a life of extremes, once as a devoted priest and as a vengeful warrior. But with this opportunity before her, she could utilize both paths she took in life and help lead the Blood Elves from devastation.
This one burns rather brightly.
Torturing the Naru.
Do you feel the power?
He was taking a bit too much pleasure in that. I got a bit funky. And now the light has returned. Let's go.
Empowered by the light once more, Matriarch Lady Liadrin and her new order of paladins called
badass.
the Blood Knights fought alongside her with the same stolen holy energy.
Blood
Yep.
Knights, charge!
Yeah, so with Blood Knights, I mean, no longer do they have to beg the light to answer their call, right? You've seen it before, that this is a common theme when using the light, is you worry, is your faith strong enough? Will the call be answered? We saw it with Anduin in the Battle for Azeroth cinematic, right? Where he kind of looks down, who am I, and then he calls. You see him like the teary-eyedness, right? He's calling to the light, answer my call. And answer it did. Big bubble. Oh, Sylvanas and all of them get blasted back, and then the fight continues. He B-reses half the Alliance army. So that's a big moment, and that's the thing that commonly happens with the light, is you ask it for help. You can't necessarily just conjure it and do what you want with it. Well, that's different for the Blood Knights. They have full control over the light. They decide how it's going to be used, when it's going to be used. They don't ask for it. They take it. That's the difference.
But Blood Knights were particularly popular in Blood Elf society.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
SpongeBob reference.
Worshipping the light had been a cultural foundation for the elves, and this new order of paladins seemed quick to subjugate and torture the very thing they worshipped for thousands of years.
Right.
Furthermore, robbing Muru of its power was not a pleasant experience. It delivered ear-splitting headaches, their minds filled with the harrowing screams of the Naru. This, coupled with the magical withdrawals many Blood Elves suffered, was enough to break some of their minds. That was the case for Liadrin's apprentice, Galel, who the Matriarch had to put out of his misery after he was lost to insanity.
Damn. I didn't know that.
This was the first time Lady Liadrin pondered if this whole enslavement of a benevolent force was really a good idea. Then she remembered the exclusively Horde Paladin ability, Seal of Blood, and just how awesome it is. And then she carried on with her day.
Questionable choices have been made by Lady Liadrin.
Player character Blood Elf Paladins officially joined the Order of the Blood Knights by level 20. At level 20, they can accept a quest to obtain the Blood-Tempered Ranzer, which is the Horde version of the Verrigan's Fist Hammer Paladins can acquire in Classic. When Blood
Okay.
Elf Paladin players are level 60, they can do a quest to obtain their epic mount, called the
Blood
True
Charger?
Masters of the Light, where Lady Liadrin says, "Ours is the true way of utilizing the light, to show others that would call themselves paladins the folly of their ways. I intend to send an unmistakable message. The Alonza's Chapel, where the Order of the Silver Hand was founded, seems immune to the destruction of Strathome. The chapel's eternal flame affords it the light's protection. But when you use this mixture to extinguish the flame, that protection will be no more. It will burn, and our dominion over the light will be proven to the world." So
Badass
not only are
questline.
the Blood Knights dominating the light, but they are actively trying to disrupt traditional light worship. Which,
Man, how the fuck did the light ever allow Lady Liadrin to touch it ever again? She abused the fuck out of it. What the hell? They burned this freaking chapel, this literally holdout, last bastion of light amongst the Scourge invasion that happened at Strathome, and she completely lights the place on fire? Jesus.
I'm gonna be honest, sounds incredibly out of character for the story of the Blood Elves. What makes Blood Elves so great in TBC is that they are people forced to do these morally dubious things to survive, like
Right.
torturing a god in their basement so their broken, barely functional kingdom can defend
In their sex dungeon, let's be honest, that was a sex dungeon. That's what it was. That's what they were doing to the Naru. We all know that.
itself. And
Penetrating
while
the
Blood Elves
light.
are a bit vain, actively seeking out and burning churches just to show how better they are is hilarious, but perhaps a bit extreme in the grand scheme of their story. I understand that Liadrin isn't a big fan of the light at this moment in time, but this act of blasphemy is never really brought up again in the lore. But anyways, in the Burning Crusade, Liadrin and her Blood Knights continue to feed off of Muru and then wait,
She gone?
where'd it go? Well, you see, Prince Kael'thas at this point has fully betrayed his people and defected to the Legion. He arrived
shit.
back in Quel'Thalas, stole Muru, and sucked out all of its power to reactivate the Sunwell to summon his demon lord Kil'jaeden, and in turn, corrupted Muru into a void state.
Poor
and
Muru,
suddenly,
man.
Liadrin and her Blood Knights aren't paladins anymore, and are now just boring
can fix it.
warriors with a drug addiction.
Oh,
So
no.
Lady Liadrin traveled to Shatrath in Outland to find a new source of power. Liadrin knelt before the
Prophet Velen saves them. Spoiler alert. Yep, Prophet Velen basically reintroduces them to the proper light.
Naru Adal, apologizing for their treatment of Muru and how they were led astray by Prince Kael'thas. And Adal says, "Oh, no, it's fine. Muru knew it was gonna happen this whole time." And Liadrin's all like, "Wait, what?"
Come,
Yeah, it's a whole
servant.
prophecy.
We have a realm to destroy.
Pyram, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. So the prophecy foretold this, that Muru knew that this torture was going to happen, all to bring him back into the light in a way. Interesting. So this was a prophecy that was foretold that came true for the benefit of the Blood Elves. I still wonder, the whole rejection of the light by Illidan, right? I am my scars moment. He broke the prophecy. Are we going to pay a price for what he did there? Or was that the right thing to do? I don't know.
Thing foretold
Did Zira know that that was going to happen? I mean, this is saying that Muru knew he was going to be tortured.
by that guy over there.
There he is.
Prophet Velen, spiritual leader of the Draenei and wholly devoted priest, had the prophecy of Liadrin's fate given to him by the light itself. And it said, "Silvery moon washed in blood, led astray into the night, armed with sword of broken light, broken, then betrayed by one, standing there bestride the sun. At the darkest hour, redemption comes, in knightly lady sworn to blood."
Can I just say, man, Prophet Velen doesn't do enough. He's such a powerful character, and I feel like half the time he's just sitting on the sidelines stroking his beard. He could also be stroking other things. I mean, who knows? There are tentacles in his beard, you know, so he couldn't get hentai. But what the fuck's Prophet Velen doing half the time, man? He showed up in Legion and then disappeared again. This guy's always on a hiatus. He's like Malfurion, but at least we know Malfurion's just sleeping. That's his thing. He just always knocked the fuck out. That's why he's not around. But what's Velen doing? I don't know. He could do more.
After realizing her subjugation of Muru was a part of the prophecy to her redemption, Lady Liadrin is quick to denounce her loyalties to Prince Kael'thas and fight in the name of the light once more. She then joins the Shattered Sun offensive, a strike force of Blood Elves and Draenei.
Khadgar and Velen are lazy. Well, I mean, to be fair, Khadgar's like, he got paralyzed partially, right? I mean, don't forget, he got disenchanted and then used all of his power and ability to come back. He's done a little bit, at least. Khadgar's done a little bit, but like Prophet Velen, where is he? I can't even tell you where he is right now. Is he at the Exodar, rubbing crystals on his crotch? I have no idea. Do any of us know where the fuck he is? He wasn't on Shadowlands. He probably decided, I'm not going to play that expansion. He unsubbed for that expansion. Not a bad idea. We should have done that too. I don't blame him. But where is he now? Where is he now? We're doing this whole World Soul thing. We're getting in touch with it. I'm assuming he's going to be in Midnight. I mean, this is a light-based expansion, light and shadow. He's got to show up at some point, right?
formed to assault the Isle
He's an
of
Argus still,
Kel'Thas
is he?
and defeat the demon-worshipping invaders.
He left on the ship with us. I don't think he's still an Argus.
And you know how this ends. Kel'Thas is slain, players raid the Sunwell Plateau, Muru in its void state is defeated, and the Heart of Naru is then used to purify the Sunwell by Velen, and now the Font of Power is infused with arcane and holy energy. Now with this new source of light to feed from, the Blood Knights abandon their old ways of forcefully taking the light, and now just feed from the Sunwell directly. And like most lore in TBC, I think their story is wrapped up far too neatly, and now the Blood Knights are just normal paladins, but red, I guess? Well,
Yeah,
I
buddy.
guess they still channel the light from the Sunwell.
Let's burn the Exodar, make it match Teldris. I mean, I don't think those crystals are flammable. I don't know if you could do the same thing.
And not from within, like
That
normal
doesn't really
paladins
work
do,
like that,
but
like
still,
a tree.
Blood Knights in TBC, their relationship with Muru and their method of wielding the light was one of the coolest things to happen in the Warcraft universe.
Yeah,
And
it was. And damn, man. I mean, this is art. That really is.
to happen in the Warcraft universe.
I'd
And
let
it's a
her-
shame we've never
I'd let her
seen
play with
light
my light.
wielders use this method since. In general, an issue with TBC's lore is that it's pretty short-sighted and not written assuming that I'd be talking about it 19 years later.
Damn, it's been that long?
And after TBC, Liadrin is in the lore, she's doing things, but her personal story isn't really developed for the next 14 years. In Wrath of the Lich King, there's a long quest line for the weapon Quell Dalar. This is an ancient elven weapon that is purified in the Sunwell. At the end of this quest line, players obtain the weapon, but in future expansions, Lady Liadrin is wielding it. And I'm sure that canon-wise she's the one to obtain it, since many legacy weapons that players can obtain are actually wielded by lore characters like
Right.
Atiesh for Khadgar, or the Corrupted Ashbringer for Darien Mograine.
Yeah.
In Warlords of Draenor, she led a Blood Knight force called the Sunsworn and helped defend Auchindoun, and also had a quest where she, turns into a light torpedo and kills a pit lord.
Wow.
During the Legion invasion,
Badass.
she pledged the Blood Knights to the Knights of the Silver Hand, and thankfully everyone forgot they burned down the church where the Knights of the Silver Hand was founded.
Right.
And probably her most important role in Legion is helping liberate the Nightborne from the demonic control in Suramar, and introduce the new race to joining the Horde. Because in many ways, the Nightborne and the Blood Elves are very similar. Both have dependencies on magic, and
True,
both had
yeah.
their leaders defect to the Legion.
Right.
First Arcanist Thalisra, and honored guests, welcome to Silvermoon. The Horde was proud to fight by your side against the Burning Legion, my lady. The Sindori also had a leader who struck a bargain with the Legion. The Sunwell was corrupted by our enemies, but a Naru's sacrifice purified its waters.
Oh, Anaru's sacrifice. She just gonna leave out the whole thing that it was literally sucked dry by her and her friends, and then literally sucked dry by their leader to purify. She forgot about that part. Yeah, we're just not gonna mention that. Okay.
Now, the essence
kinda left out a
the
part of the
light
story.
sustains us.
Then in Battle for Azeroth, Liadrin gets glowing golden eyes after long exposure to the new Sunwell. Then everyone on Azeroth suddenly gets really racist, and the Blood Knights break
BFA.
away from the Knights of the Silver Hand and fight the Alliance. And then during the very last patch of Shadowlands,
Oh, God.
there's a questline added only for Blood Elf players, which involves a Scourge resurgence taking place in the Ghostlands, led by a Sand Lane named Vorath. One of the recruits Lady Liadrin calls to address the situation in the Ghostlands is Salandria. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because Salandria was one of the orphans players looked after during the Children's Week
What?
holiday
That's
event
cool.
back in the Burning Crusade.
I love it
During
when there's
the
shit
event,
like that.
Players take her to the Hall of Blood in Silvermoon City, and Liadrin suggests that Salandria should join the Blood Knights. You know, it's like a cool summer camp where they burn down churches for fun. And once players finish the Children's Week questline, they're given a letter in the mail by Salandria that says that she was adopted by Lady Liadrin. Lady Liadrin herself was
Wow.
adopted when she was a child, so it kind of makes sense that she's paying it forward with Salandria. But
Cool
in the
lore.
future of Warcraft's lore, there might be something interesting going on with Salandria, because during the Children's Week questline, players also take her to the home of the time-traveling bronze dragonflight, the Caverns of Time.
Okay.
When they approach, Draconid guards pull out their blades when they see Salandria. Then the dragon in the center of the cavern tells them to stop and says, "The girl has done nothing, and she will not be held accountable for what she might do or fail to do in the future."
Ooh.
So at some point in Warcraft's future, we should anticipate that Salandria is going to cause some serious problems.
Oh no, we can get
one way or
betrayed?
another. But anyways, back to Shadowlands. All of the Blood Elf leaders are discussing the Scourge Resurgence, which threatens Tranquillion, an outpost in the Ghostlands.
These reports are alarming, Lady Liadrin. Tranquillion is in danger of being overrun by Scourge?
Their forces appear far too organized for this to be some random attack. Perhaps we should request additional aid from our Horde allies.
And waste more time awaiting their arrival? No. We must address this at once.
Then we must call up those still in training. We will hold the line and keep Quel'Thalas safe. I swear it.
Very well. I will open the way and meet you in...
Salandria kills Anduin. That would be a shocker. That would be a shocker, and Blizzard has already confirmed some main characters are going to die in the Midnight campaign. We'll see.
Tranquillion.
Lady Liadrin, are you sure about bringing up trainees to fight? This is no mere training exercise.
I am. You will find their skills are more than adequate, but I shall let their performance prove it. They are ready.
I look
She's
forward
putting
to
him
good
into the
news
battle.
then.
Putting him on
May
the
the
field.
Eternal Sun guide you, Liadrin.
Finally! It feels as if I've been in training for ages. Send me to Tranquillion!
Salandria, this will be no easy task. More will be expected of you than any other.
Then I should prove myself, right? You said it yourself. We'll hold the line and keep Quel'Thalas safe. I intend to do just that.
Then
How does
Salandria
that
and Liadrin go to Tranquillion. Sorry. Salandria and Liadrin go to Tranquillion and defeat the Scourge and the evil vampire. The mother and daughter duo then have a very brief appearance in the War Within, and of course they're going to be featured in the next expansion, Midnight. And the Midnight cinematic does an excellent job at distilling Lady Liadrin's story and the Blood Elves' complicated relationship with the light.
I have to say, her fucking armor in this cinematic, you don't notice it the first time you watch it because you're looking for other things, but the Blood Elf, or I should say Blood Knight armor that she's wearing, oh my god, it's so nice. So glorious.
Relationship with the light. In the first half of the cinematic, Liadrin is filled with doubt, questioning her own worthiness for the light to answer her prayers.
Right, because of her
that
past.
Guilt was likely rooted in the desperate choices the Blood Elves were forced to make to survive, especially what they did to Muru. But despite their sins, the light is able to realize that her people are filled with good intentions and are worthy of its embrace. And in that moment, Liadrin's faith is rewarded.
Bam.
Her prayers are answered, and the Sunwell summons an army of paladins to stand against the void.
Flaming weapons.
Which, yeah, that's great and all, but we'll have to see if the light alone is enough to stop whatever Xal'atath's master plan is. Lady Liadrin is a character that I think foundationally has some fascinating
Greg
lore.
is switching
Her progression from a priest to a spiteful apostate to vengefully reclaiming the light and eventually regaining her faith after coming to terms with the light's benevolence is such an interesting character arc that isn't fully explored with nearly as much depth as I think it could be. And hopefully that's done in Midnight. But more likely it would be a nuanced topic that could be addressed in something like a short story.
Yeah, we'll see.
But regardless, I'm interested in what matriarch Lady Liadrin, her Blood Knights, and her Genshin Impact sounding adopted daughter Salandria get up to in Midnight. And that isn't a joke. Her voice actress literally is a character in Genshin Impact, which
Oh god.
honestly I'm not that surprised about.
I can hear it now.
Interested in more Lady Liadrin lore? Well, I narrated an excerpt from the official short story, Blood of the Highborn. That includes Liadrin's point of view of the horrific Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas. It's one of many Warcraft audio dramas filled with sound effects and music that you can listen to right now by becoming a channel member here on YouTube or join my Patreon. Your direct
Oh,
support
nice.
helps large-scale videos like this be possible. So thank you, and thanks for watching.
Nice video, as always. Bangers from Platinum WoW, never fails. Cool background lore for Lady Liadrin. Lady Liadrin's going to take a frontal role, for sure, in the coming expansion of Midnight. We'll see how much they flesh her out. She does still have story to be told, I think. She's an interesting character for an interesting expansion, all about the light. We'll see how it all plays out. Nice video, though, overall, from Platinum WoW.